Hello, greetings. This is Gilles Mansillon. I thought I'd come and speak today to continue those discussions. They're like little classes on spiritual ascension, on just ideas and thoughts. For we are growing and each and every day we have the power. There is this power of letting go of old cycle, healing all wounds, because there is Chiron that conjuncting the moon, that conjuncting the black moon Lilith today. So the black moon Lilith is all of our regrets, our chaos, the everything that needs to be integrated in the receptivity of our life. The moon is our emotion, and Chiron brings the healing together. So it's about allowing this, while at the same time there is the Neptune in Pisces. There is Neptune in Pisces, very mysterious, very silent, very about this cosmic love, that conjuncting Venus, the Earth's love, the divine Aphrodite, that's making a square to Mars, which is like all of this, the dreams and what we want is been confronted with our will to achieve. And so there is it's a very important time, for we are guardian of a vision, we are guardian of the planet, we are guardian of children, we are guardian of animals, we are guardian of the natural world, where we let the human beings do what they want to do, but we have to protect, we have to protect this vision, that which is the highest good of all, as much as possible. And so for all of physical life is always seeking balance, for kind of action for that. The physical life is seeking action when the non-physical life has found this balance, this harmony, or there are beings that were created in order, that were already divine beings that are not evolutionary. For most of the spiritual realm was created and commissioned to serve the material world. So it's very important, all those millions and billions of planets. We only know that one, but there are trillions of them in the grand universe right now, that are evolving like us, and all those worlds were very, very special, although they represent a very, very small part of the physical universe and the spiritual universe. Most of the spirits were created to serve that ascension, although there are spirits that don't even know that materiality exists, because they are not working on something else. They were created for something else. But most of the spirit will be able to encounter on our way back home, on our way to paradise. For the evolutionary creation is essential. Everything was created for for mortal beings to ascend back to source, and all the spiritual realm was created to serve that process. For that's not all they do. They also enjoy their life. For all in physical reality is subject to fluctuations, up and down, cycle of time within time within time within eternity. And so all of it is not easy to see from any point in time, but as we move into the higher circle, we can feel more the ins and outs of things. For this matter, what we call matter, the reality is just it's a world that's made of matter, particles of energies, that science can prove that this is those are. And this world is very special because it is where the lives are happening and the timelines are running. Sometimes timelines we will have our own timeline. Eventually, we're going to merge into this timeless timeline. For in the invisible world, there is all is conscious, all is part of the soul, but then we have to differentiate, because what is personal and non-personal. For there are many things in the universe that are non-personal, and this is not deifiable. God cannot become God. So only the personality was created, deified, personal. So therefore, it can become one with God. For there is always the pre-personal, the personal, and the super-personal, and the non-personal that supports the process. So all of this we're going to come into more understanding. It's not always easy to tell the truth and be believed, because there's certain truths that cannot be said. It would be too more. I talk about the extraterrestrials coming, for that is important to prepare that. But there are certain other truths about this world that cannot be revealed, because it is not the time. You would create too much of a panic if people realize what's really certain things that are going on. So we have to wait till it's on the need-to-know basis. But if you tune into your inner presence, your inner guide, your inner spirit, the answers, as all the answers for this God self, has an advantage over us, because it's all powerful, it's all wise. And it's very, it has no limit in relationship to what to what it's all powerful. It's got an infinite will. It knows all things, and and he knows all the means. And so we're always inferior to the mirror. Yet the earth is a mirror. The universe is a mirror. For the mirror, for what we call the mirror of life, is God. Is the light of God that bring. It's not God, but it is in the light. The light is the frequency that allows us this access to that source and spirit. For the divine mirror is both within and without. It is all-knowing, all-powerful, all-wise. And understanding that, when we can tune into the soul is the evolutionary process of integration of memory. And through this, there is only one soul, and we all spark of that soul, of that divine light, this great sphere of light. It's like a little drop of light that came out of the great central sun to experience individuality. And so when we tune into that, we can find bridge in any relationship, in any situation. We can find bridge to freedom, collective freedom. So it is something we work on, to be present in the now, so we can find to anchor this energy. Did I pull some cards? I'm not sure. I'm going to pull some cards. Sorry, I'm not. My head is busy with buzzing with many things. The highest wisdom is patience. The rewards of patience is patience. Patience is one of the fruits of spirit. For as eternal being, we have to be able to wait for things time to be right before So patience is wisdom. What we need to understand is unity. The greater our unity, the higher we'll be able to ascend. There is always new level of integration of unity. What we need to do is trust, and to be in our highest possible optimism and sense of self-worth, and to be in trust of ourselves, trust of the universe. Trust is one of the most powerful force in the universe, and the outcome is joy. So the joy will be coming into the picture. So it's going to be wonderful. For joy is not something we can. Nothing outside of us can create this joy. Joy is a natural response to the alignment, and eventually we'll learn to stay in joy. I wanted still, when you look at televisions, they look at what the greatness of a country by its economical power or its military power. But in the 21st century, what's going to be much more important is the quality of life of the whole citizenry. And so we're going to move into that. Personally, I loved living in America. I had a very high quality of life there. It's achievable anywhere, the high quality of life, and every country is going to have to work on that. It's good I like to watch economy because it's good. It's like a barometer about the social behavior of the population, and also. But it's eventually we're going to need to transform all of our societal systems for. Understanding that when you ask a question, your inner self has already the answer, but understanding that your God self had the answer before the question came up, because he anticipated you were going to ask that question, and so he already had the answer ready. So just know that and move with trust in this. I was watching also in terms of the political systems on the planet, and we're moving towards more democracy, which is good. But what if, like I said, there is an election and there is like a whole range of candidates that goes from the extreme right, the far right and left, to the center, and everything in between, and the ecology and all this. Could we put all those people together to govern with their best ideas? Could they? I don't think right now they would be capable to let go of the ego in order to utilize all those people to work in council, because in the future, right now we're electing one person, but in the future we'll learn that's more powerful, more to administer it's the fluid group dynamic, the working through the councils will be more efficient than any one individual to rule over things. But right now, people would not be able to work of one mind. If take extreme right, extreme left, and all in between, there would be too much confrontation. For the darkness, we'll try to resist for as long as it can. It's until we go into those spaces where the darkness is, and we claim it for the light. For the light has to claim all the darkness. It is not about avoiding the darkness. It's about coming into the darkness and claiming the space. For all of that will be Well, I'm gonna not make it too long. I just wanted to come and say hello. This painting behind me is from 2011 to 2014. Yes, it's gonna need to be framed, probably with a black frame. And it's actually the Earth with the planets sort of around it. It's got a lot of subtleties. And this one is part of my first series of painting. I was living in Los Angeles in November 1989. It was the time of the Berlin Wall, I remember, my first series of painting. And I did about 50 paintings and about 20 on this format. They're all text about very esoterical. This is about a mantra, Namo Amidaha, Dafat. It's a Vietnamese, I haven't really used it in Vietnamese. I used the Sanskrit mantra when I use that, Namo Amitabha. But those are very powerful. This one works also upside down, and I've lost most of them. I hope I will be able to find them. Some of them are absolutely wonderful. Well, tomorrow I want to talk about art and archaeology, but I'll save that for tomorrow. And I'm finished with a song. It's a song of the Rolling Stones. It goes like this. She would never say where she came from. Yesterday don't matter if it's gone. While the sun is bright or in the darkest night, no one knows. She comes and goes. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still, I'm gonna miss you. Don't question why she needs to be so free. She'll tell you it's the only way to be. She just can't be chained to a life where nothing's gained or nothing's lost at such a cost. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still, I'm gonna miss you. There's no time to lose, I heard her say. Catch your dream before they slip away. Dying all the time, lose your dream and you will lose your mind and life and kind. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still, I'm gonna miss you. Goodbye, Ruby Tuesday. Who could hang a name on you when you change with every new day? Still, I'm gonna miss you. Yeah. Ruby Tuesday. For Ruby is a color we need to integrate. We need to integrate. And Tuesday is a very important day because it settles the willpower. For one more card, and the card of the day is cleaning up the house. So we want to get rid of all the dust that have been accumulated in front of our door, and we want to start getting rid of those little things that no longer are necessary for that we know are no longer necessary. This is just there is this unconscious programming. We need to be like. To understand this cavern of Plato and go into it's a very short story, but it's very important to understand. We've moved out of the caverns, we've seen the light of God, the light of the soul, and now our mission is to return into the cavern, although we know that people will not necessarily be welcoming of this light because it will blind them. They've always lived in this darkness, this cavern. So we do want to bring it to bring the light in such a way that it gives the prisoners of this cavern the desire to escape, for the door has always been open towards the light of the sun. Well, thank you very much. I wish you a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you later. Namaste.